Hi, boys and girls. For March Madness, I'm going to read Henry Holton Takes the Ice. It's written by Sandra Bradley and illustrated by Sarah Palacio. Henry Holton's dad played hockey. So did his mom, his grandfather, his uncle, all 23 of his cousins, and his big sister Sally. The only person in Henry's family who didn't play hockey was his grandmother, and that was because she hurt her hip. Before that, she was voted MVP in the Silver Skates League 6 years running. Henry's family was hockey mad. They were so crazy about hockey that Henry's mom drove a Zamboni to work, and on Saturdays, Sally dressed their dog Gretzky in full hockey gear and put him in goal. So when Henry was born, there was only one question: left wing or right wing? Either way, Dad said. By the time he's 5, he'll be a pro. As a baby, Henry teethed on hockey pucks, and the moment he could toddle, his parents bought him a pair of skates. And away he went. Henry glided effortlessly across the ice. He swished, swooshed, and swaggered. He didn't even need to hold his dad's hand. "Henry Holton, you beauty," Grandma hollered from the bleachers. "You are going to make one fine hockey player." But when Dad handed Henry a stick, something didn't feel right. Suddenly, Henry's feet were in a muddle. By the time Henry was 7, he skated better than any Holton in history. But still he couldn't hold a stick, and skating straight up and down the rink was downright boring. Instead, Henry twisted and turned, weaved and wound. He swayed and shuffled and shimmied. Henry's parents were devastated. His sister was furious. Henry was a menace to hockey. "Henry Holton, out of the way," Sally yelled. "You're ruining the game." And then one day it happened. Henry arrived at the rink for free skate, and there he spied a poster on the front door. The poster said, "Prepare to be dazzled. Join the Diamond Picks Ice Dancing Club for their 34th annual extravaganza tonight." Henry asked his mom if they could go. "Well," she said, "it's not hockey." But away they went anyway. Henry sat in the bleachers, mouth open, heart pounding. The skaters below were like kites, brightly colored kites, swirling and twirling in the wind. There were no sticks, no pucks, no helmets or pads, only bodies, moving with the music. One little girl, the same size as Henry, dashed down the ice, spun like a top, and finished with 1 foot high in the air. It was magic, ice magic. And the magic gave Henry an idea that had absolutely nothing to do with hockey. "Their skates are different," Henry said to his mom. "Figure skates," Mom explained. "They have picks on the front of their blades." "That's it," said Henry. "I need picks on the front of my blades." Said Mom. "Let's talk to your father." But when they did, Henry's dad shook his head. "No way," he said. "We're a hockey family, Henry, a hockey family. You don't need new skates. You've got top-of-the-line junior pros." "But Dad," said Henry, "pros don't have picks." "Ice dancing is for girls," Sally chimed in. Henry thought about that. "I don't think so," he said. "There were lots of boys there tonight." But nobody would listen. Deep in the bottom of his stomach, Henry felt a lump the size of a hockey puck, and for weeks he benched himself. His top-of-the-line junior pros stayed in their bag, skate guards on. He would not skate again until he had picks. He would not skate again until he could dash down the ice, spin like a top, and finish with 1 foot high in the air. "But Henry," said Mom, "you need to skate. It's good for you." "I need to dance," Henry corrected. Then one day Grandma came to visit. "What would it take," she asked, "to get you back on the ice?" "I'm not a hockey player," said Henry. I wasn't made for boarding and body checking. Grandma reached into her purse and pulled out a photo. Here, I brought something to show you. Henry leaned close and peered at the faded picture. Wow, Henry whispered, who is she? Who do you think? And suddenly Henry knew. You were a figure skater, Grandma? Yes, a long time ago. But when I finally picked up the lumber and landed the biscuit in the 5-hole with a mighty slap shot, well, the pics just had to go. Henry could scarcely breathe. Do you still have the skates? That night, Grandma met Henry at the rink just as they had planned. She handed him the scuffed-up skates. They weren't meant for a boy, and they were a few sizes too big, but they had pics, and Henry had come prepared. He brought 3 pair of wool socks, plus all the money from his piggy bank to have the skates sharpened. When he stepped out on the ice, Henry's feet felt wobbly, but he stood up straight and he skated. It wasn't his usual skating, and it was far from dancing, but it felt right. Out of the way, Sally yelled. Henry ignored her. Henry ignored everything, except for the music and except for his feet. When the bell rang, the end of the free skate, Henry ignored that too. Finally, the man who ran the rink blew his whistle 3 times and dragged Henry off the ice. Henry's dad was waiting. Dad, said Henry, did you see that? Yes, Henry, said Dad. Yes, I did. Oh. The next day, when Dad got home from work, he was carrying a brand new pair of boys' figure skates. They fit Henry perfectly. When they got to the rink, a man was waiting on the ice. He wore black skates just like Henry's, and he smiled when he shook Henry's hand. Henry said, Dad, this is your coach. He'll teach you all you need to know. It took Henry 69 tries before he could dash down the ice, spin like a top, and finish with 1 foot high in the air. Here he is skating. On the 69th try, Grandma was sitting in the bleachers. Henry, Holton, you beauty, she hollered. I knew you'd make one fine ice dancer. And that's the end of our story. I love this story, boys and girls, because it tells us that we can be anything we want to be. There's no boys ice skating, girls ice skating, girl basketball player, boy basketball players, girl policeman, boy policeman. We can be anything we want to be. We're not limited just because we're a boy or a girl. We can be anything we want to be. If we feel it in our heart, if that's what we want to be, we can be it. Like I read earlier to you, I read about Mae Jemison. And as a little girl, she wanted to be an astronaut. And the teacher told her, no, girls need to be nurses. And she went home and told her mom. And her mom said, if you can dream it, you can be it. And so boys and girls, if you can dream it, you can be it. What you feel in your heart and what feels good to you, go for it and do it and make yourself happy. I'll read to you later. Bye-bye.